up, squad? Your boy Jesimein. And today, I'm gonna tell y'all a story, bro. As many of you guys know, man, this is a new PC. Okay, I was blessed by you guys. You guys dropped $1,200 to go towards this new PC. But this is the good news part. Okay, but we're gonna talk about what almost happened to your boy. Okay, so if you are new here, this is gonna be a very interesting story, especially if you know about PCs. So, all right, look. So about 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I had talked about wanting a new PC. I had a good PC. I didn't know much about it because most of the things I got were for free. It's not like I researched to get my PC. I did a sponsorship promo with Nvidia and Destiny, and they sent me a 1080 Ti. So I had a 1080 Ti with no PC at first, right? So I went and bought like a cheap little PC to put it in, right? And then that was my PC life, okay? Fast forward a year to about 2 weeks ago. I was already having problems playing PC games while streaming, so I said I needed to upgrade. You feel me? And because I didn't know too much, the first instinct I had is like with anything used or something, I'll just go to Craigslist. As you can see on the background, I just put it up just so you can see. I go to Craigslist or OfferUp to get a PC because I didn't want to go through the waiting phase with like ordering from online, or I didn't want to necessarily like pick and choose. You know, I just wanted a good PC, buy it, done. Okay. My subscribers told me, no, that's a bad idea. You're gonna get gypped. Basically, you can get all kinds of better parts and stuff for cheaper. So I'm like, yo, you know what? I'll listen to my subscribers. So I hosted that stream that was basically talking about what I wanted. I had posted the picture of the PC I wanted, right? I talked to the guy. He said it was super amazing and I was getting bang for my buck and all this stuff, right? Whatever. Okay, so I had streamed. You guys, my subscribers, you guys donated like fucking $1,300 that day. And I was like, that's it. I'm copping the PC. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, like I'm not even gonna wait. And that next day, okay, this is where it begins. I had talked to my subs. We got in a Discord. We talked about parts, and I got everybody's opinion. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, at least I know what's worth what, because people told me, oh, RTX costs this much, an i9 processor costs this much. You don't need an i9 because it's overkill. And everybody gave me the scoop, right? So I had that in mind finally. So I went to this dude's house. Okay, this dude's like a 6'5", big old big old white dude, man. And I take my little brother with me because I don't like going to shady places. You know what I'm saying? I just have that weird vibe. I always think the worst is going to happen, right? Okay, so we drive like 30 minutes from my house. It's like 10 a.m. Mind you, I had called him. I said, hey, I saw your PC. I want to check it out, da-da-da. He's like, oh, yeah. And just like this. Oh, yeah, just come over. And sounding real sketchy. Like, sounding like that grandpa, or not that grandpa, that old dude from Family Guy. Like I don't know, whoever watched Family Guy, you guys don't know. But anyways, so I tell my little brother, I'm like, hey, bro, like, hey, just come with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the incentive is if I get this PC, you get my old PC, you get a 1080 Ti, i7, you're going to be good, right? And of course, he's with it. So we go, and it's like 25 minutes away. We pull up, and I'm looking. It's super nice neighborhood. So I'm like, okay, either it's going to be like the Get Out scene where it's super nice and everybody knows each other and it's probably like a horror movie, or it's just a typical good neighborhood, right? So we walk in. Mind you, the dude told me it wasn't even a game PC. It was a super powered engineer PC because he's a technical engineer and he made it to go through everything, right? He called it the Carnivore. That was the name of it because it crunches through workloads. So I was like, okay. I was like, obviously, if it's overkill, that's what I want. Okay. Mind you, in the ad, in what I saw, it was a nice PC. It had two 2080 Ti's. It was beefy, right? It was an AMD because he said that was better for rendering and stuff. And I was okay. I was like, so I'm gonna get an AMD. I forgot what AMD it was. AMD 64 gigs of RAM, two 2080 Ti's, all this stuff going crazy. Okay, so I get there and I go in his house. And the first suspicious thing was, all of his house looked like it was like ready to go and be packed up. You know when you move in and like you have like big open spaces and stuff, like, you know, because you've been putting stuff in boxes. That's what his house looked like, but I didn't question it, right? So he sits down and he has Anthem playing on it, right? And he's saying it's running at 4K and all this. And I'm like, I never played 4K, so I didn't really know what to expect. And then I hopped on. I was like, something's off about this. I was like, why does it not feel smooth or whatever? He's like, oh, it's just a 4K monitor, 60 frames per second. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. It's 60 frames per second. I can't really feel, I don't know, because I play 144, 60 even in 4K looks trash to me. So I was like, whatever. If it's able to crunch out 4K with Streamlabs open and a benchmark thing open and all this running, he had like 50 windows open to prove how much processing power it had. I'm like, okay. Like, it's running smooth. It's running at 4K. I'm looking at it. Everything's cool. He's capping out 60 frames. I'm like, okay, if it can cap out 60 frames at 4K, I would assume it can cap out at 1080. You know, no problem, 144. So he goes in to show me everything, right? Mind you, this whole time, I hadn't even looked at the PC. The PC was on the floor, just chilling there, right? And I'm sitting here playing because I'm first of all, I'm mesmerized because I'm like, damn, I've never seen 4K monitor before. And he's like, oh, do you want to buy it? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to buy it. It's like $500. He's like, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not going to buy that. Whatever, I'm here for the PC. Okay, so, mind you, rewind, in the ad, it had two 2080 Ti's on the picture. The same PC. I looked, it was the same PC, except there was one 1080 Ti. Okay, just one. I looked, and I was like, because I don't like, I don't want to make people feel awkward in their house. I was like, you know what? I was like, for whatever reason, it's still running the game. That's all I really wanted. I'm pretty patient, dude, understanding. I'm not even going to trip about it. Boom. Didn't even question it at first. And then something just hit me to ask. I was like, hey, bro, I was like, where's the other card at? He was like, oh, I didn't see a reason to put it in. It was pretty much overkill. And I'm like, I didn't question it because he's an older dude. He's like, I don't know, like 50 probably. And he's saying, like, he told me he was an engineer, and me being just a nice, respecting my elders, I didn't even question it, okay? So I was like, okay, so does that change the price? Mind you, the original price was $4,000. I was about to pay it. I'm gonna talk it down. Okay. My budget was $2,500. I didn't even want to spend that much. And he was like, no, it's the same price. I'm like, so you're telling me it's the same price as advertised with two 2080 Ti's and it has a 1080 Ti? And he's like, yeah. He's like, and then he started naming all the other reasons why. Nice Jesimein, didn't even question it, okay? I'm like, whatever, man. I'm like, you know, we can cut some kind of deal, whatever, that's fine. Okay, fast forward about 20 minutes. So I'm testing it. I'm asking my brother, like, you think this is a good deal? I'm looking at it. First of all, the shit's dusty. The wire management was all over the place. That's all I was kind of sus about it. But I was looking at the performance, and the performance was knocking out. It was like 1900 like megahertz or something. I don't know. Like, just all these high numbers that are way higher than my PC. So I told him, I was like, you know what? I had said, you know what? I think I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, but, see, and I'm not even a PC guy, but I like display. I like everything looking nice. I'm like, it had no RGB or nothing. So I was like, can you at least do proper wire management? Because, like, you couldn't even see you couldn't even really see the car, all the wires in the front. Like, everything that's supposed to be tucked away in the back was in the front. And he was like, okay, I have no problem. So he picks it up, and he takes it to his table. Mind you, his house is dirty, bro. And I hate being in dirty houses, so I was like, kind of like, standing around. But anyways, continuing on. So he picks it up, and he's doing the wire management. And I'm telling him, okay, while you do this, mind you, usually when you go to Craigslist or you go to OfferUp or anybody's house that they want you in and out, right? Everybody thinks you're sus no matter what. So I'm thinking, like, he'd rather have us out of here. I'd rather be out of here. I don't want to be in here too much longer. I'm like, look, dude, I was like, while you're doing this, I'll pay you extra. I'll go get some RGB stuff because I wanted to get like the fans and whatever I can to color it up, right? And then he's like, literally, dude, literally. You would think the first thing you say, yeah, go ahead, because he'll do this while I do that, right? He's like, I want to go to Best Buy. And I'm like, I look at him, and I'm like, oh, okay, you can go with us to Best Buy. And, like, I'm looking at my brother, just like, okay. And so he says, okay, just wait outside. And I'm like, dude, what is, it's just weird, right? I walk out, and he has, like, a service dog, and he comes out, and he's like, oh, it's just down the street. I'm like, okay, right? And I'm like, well, we'll just follow you. And he's like, oh, okay. And he gets in the car. And I'm thinking he has a reason to go with us. You feel me? I'm thinking, like, all right, if he wants to go to Best Buy, he must be wanting to pick up something. He's like, yeah, I have $8,000 credit there. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe he's going to be a fucking nice dude and get me something because I'm paying this, right? Never did. But anyways, so we follow him to Best Buy, and we go in, and we get caught up talking to the VR guy, the Oculus Rift, whatever. Mind you, I'm looking for, he has like a USB 3.1, like the little lightning strip thing. I don't know, like the iPhones. And he's saying that's the new thing, and I need a display adapter for that. Well, okay, we're looking for that. I'm over there trying to find out, like, what I need. I'm thinking he's the engineer professional. He's going to come and show me, you know what I'm saying, exactly what I need, what he's talking about. He just stands there, okay, with his dog in the middle of Best Buy. I'm over here talking to the people, asking them questions, and every time they tell me something, mind you, he's not helping me. He's just fucking standing there. He tells them, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. No, this does this. I'm like, all right, whatever, not listening. So then the dude, one of the supervisors, brings me the cord that I needed, and he explains that it's perfect for this, and he's like, and then I show it to him, and he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? You're telling me that they don't know what they're talking about, and then I show you, and you don't know, whatever, right? I asked the dude told me it was good, whatever, you buy it. We go into the little RGB area. I ended up getting like a Corsair Lightning node and Evo Pro SSD thing, whatever. And I buy that, whatever. We go back to the house. All right, we didn't go back to the house yet. While we're leaving, I'm like, here's the bag of the stuff you need to put in. You go back to your house. I'm going to go get cash. I wasn't going to come to your house with like $4,000 cash. That's not going to happen. You're not about to catch me slipping like that. So I'm telling him I'm going to go to my bank and I'm going to pull out cash. So by the time I, get back, you're already well into doing what you need to do. He says, well, I still have to wipe and reinstall Windows. I'm like, so you didn't reinstall Windows knowing you were going to sell it. Give him the benefit of the doubt because I didn't necessarily tell him I was buying the PC at that moment. I just showed interest. So I was like, all right, whatever. Nice Jesimein. Mind you, I got there at 10. This is around 11 or 12. Okay. I go to Wells Fargo. I pull out the cash. I'm like, all right, let's go back. Hopefully by this time, he already started the process with recovering Windows or whatever, or if he did the visuals and stuff first. I get there and he hasn't did anything. Like, hasn't started to reinstall Windows. He hasn't did the wiring, nothing. And I'm like, okay, so what's up? So what are you gonna do? He was like, oh, well, I'm gonna do the cosmetic parts last. I'm just gonna handle the internals. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, so what are you gonna do with the internal? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna take out all the storage. I'm like, so my SSD is the only thing I'm gonna have in there. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, so you're telling me you're gonna sell me a PC with no hard drive, with no storage? Yeah. He's like, that's all my stuff on there. I'm like, okay, that wasn't on the ad. Remember, he put the little Evo SSD thing on the advertisement, which I think will add to the price. That's when I started a question. I'm just like, so the SSD I just bought was literally just going to be my boot drive. I bought that for my games drive because I thought I would have had something with my operating system on it. How the hell are you going to reboot it? You feel me? So that's what he had used mine for. Mind you, I was like, okay, so basically I'm going to be working off of my one SSD. Dumb Jesimein, dumb me. I just said whatever, fuck it, whatever. I'll just end up buying another terabyte one later. Okay. So I'm asking him how long is this gonna take. He tells me, about an hour or so. So I'm like, all right. I tell my brother, I'm like, let's just go kill some time. Okay. So we drive down to So we drive to Sizzlers. I take my little brother out to eat. We're sitting there, watching the game. We're eating, and I'm like, okay, letting time pass. About an hour and 20 minutes or so passed. I'm like, all right, bro, let's go back and check. Like, he should be good. Okay, I get there, and he has Windows reinstalled and all this stuff. And I'm like, everything's looking good, right? I'm okay. He got it reinstalled. Now, what are you going to do? He's like, he's just downloading apps and stuff or whatever I needed to operate it. I was good. I sat there, Then his wife comes out, and she just starts talking about me about something. I don't know. I don't even remember. But while he's sitting there finishing up, I'm like, okay, now I get to watch him, install the lights and stuff and all this. So he takes it out. He's like, okay, everything's installed. It's time to do wire management. Okay, fine. So he takes it off, and he just starts lagging. He starts, him and his wife start messing with it, and I'm just chilling. And this is like 20 minutes, mind you. We had got back at 11. We went to eat, came back. It's like 12:30 now. Got there at 10. Mind you, this has been 2 hours and 30 minutes already. When usually Craigslist exchanges are like 20 minutes, right? Okay, so we're sitting there. He's fixing, doing cords and stuff. They're blowing it out, cleaning it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, all right, yeah, at least they're cleaning it. You know what I'm saying? So I go outside with my brother because by this time he already went and sat back in the car. Like, he got tired of being in there. Like, it was just cramped and dirty. We didn't want to be in there. So we go off for 30 minutes. I come back in, and he has my Corsair Node Light thing came out. And I'm thinking, like, that's simple plugin, right? And then I look on his TV, and it says how to install Node Light. So he had YouTubed how to install a light. So for me, that was a red flag. I'm like, why is the engineer or guy who says he's professional all this, like, why is he YouTubing this? Like, how's he? Whatever. I didn't even question. I was like, it's something simple, LED, whatever. Maybe it's just a different model. Okay, so he tries to rewire everything. He puts everything, it looks nicer. And now I'm like, okay, now it's clean. Bro, he plugs it back in. Mind you, this is 12:30ish. He plugs it back in and it doesn't turn on. Okay, I'm looking. I'm like this, like sitting on the couch, like looking like this, and then his wife's looking like, honey, what is it okay? And he's like mumbling something, and he's like something with the display, his monitor. So it doesn't turn on. 10 minutes go by. It doesn't. He's unplugging stuff. Doesn't turn on. Whatever, doesn't turn on. My Corsair node lights weren't turned on. Nothing was turned on. I'm looking like, now I'm like concerned. I'm like, okay, I just went and blew like $250 on this SSD. I went and blew another $50 on that node light thing, and I'm like, and the computer's not working. Mind you, I had cash on me at this time, so I was feeling kind of nervous. It's like, I'm not trying to beat this dude up if he does something crazy. You feel me? Like, that's all I'm trying to do. So I'm sitting there, and then the wife's like tries to like sugarcoat things and like try to talk about the house and the view and try to get my attention off. And I'm just locked in. Like, she's talking to me, and I'm just like, and I'm just paying attention to everything he's doing. Okay. Then I peeped. Okay. I looked at the SSD. Wasn't my SSD. Okay. First things first. I just bought the Evo, and it's like black and red, and I knew it. You know what I'm saying? He knew I didn't know too much about parts, but I knew enough to know that wasn't mine. So I had asked him, mind you, this is after he had shown me Windows was installed and everything, right? I looked, and I'm like, hey, bro, like, that's like, where's mine at? And he was like, oh, I have the wrong one in. First bullshit, right? I'm like, you had the wrong one in? Okay, so I'm kind of getting hostile at this point, but I chilled off. I was like, I'm just play out and see what he does. So he takes it out and he puts it in, put the little screw on the SSD and put mine back in. Okay, first red flag. Then he tells me, okay, so it's still not cutting on, right? Nothing's cutting on. Then I'm telling him, I'm like, what's up? Like, what do you need to do? He's like, oh, just give me another hour or so to fix this. And I'm like, dude, I've been here for 3 hours now. By now, it's been like over 3 hours, and I sit there. I'm not leaving. I sit there for like another hour, bro. I'm just sitting there, half talking to the wife and watching him. He's trying to plug things in. Nothing's popping up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go kill some time. I was like, Vine, let's just go back to Walmart or something. So we go to Walmart, and we're literally buying nothing. We're looking at fucking fish and stuff at Walmart, just wasting time, right? Time goes by. It's been 2 hours. We spent 2 hours at Walmart doing nothing. All I bought was a deodorant and like nothing. I think it was just a deodorant, and then maybe like a display port or something. So it's been, what time is it now? 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 o'clock. We get back, right? We killed 2 hours. We get back, and nothing's changed. Okay, he's still sitting right there. It's not working. He had took out my node lights, and he's just messing with it. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, bro, like, I get here, and you don't have another video card in there. You're supposed to have 228 Ti's. First strike. I tried to like ask him about it. He dodged the question. Second strike. You try to swap my SSD with your SSD. Third strike, technically, right? That should have been done. Then I wasted another 4 hours, technically, of my day, and you're still not fixing this. You don't know what's going on. That's fourth strike. Dumb Jesimein, like, dumb me. Like, I know I'm stupid. But I'm a nice dude. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he did something wrong. I'm just gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll chill. I have nothing else better to do. I already got my work aside for the day. I'm chilling. Sitting there talking to the wife. He's still messing with stuff. He's going back, and then he tells me, mind you, I got there at 10. It's around 6. No, it's like around 5:30 now. This is where, I'm sorry if this has been kind of a long story, but this is where the bullshit and the scamming part gets in. So it's like 5:30 now. I got there at 10. A whole day's gone, right? Whole day's wasted. Killed day of Sizzlers, went to Walmart, came back, and Best Buy. We did all that, right? Wells Fargo, all that, all whatever, right? We get back, And I had went outside with my brother. We had to go pick somebody up, so we had to hurry. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in here, and if he's not done, I'm gonna say F it, man. I'm just get my stuff back, and we're bouncing. So I go back in the house, and he's still at his computer messing with the cords, and it's just not working. And I'm telling him, I'm like, so what's up? And he's like, well, this is literally what he said. Well, if you didn't tell me to take out those wires, that's when we start having issues. You know what I'm saying? And I look at this now. Nice Jesimein had ended, right? I got to the point where I'm like, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, if you wouldn't have told me to take this out, we wouldn't have this problem. And I was like, look, bro. I was like, just getting back my SSD and getting back my note. We're gonna call it a day. And he was like, oh, it's okay. If you want to be that kind of person, it's okay. And I'm like, what? What do you mean if I want to be that kind of person? He's like, oh, if you just want to waste people's time. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, you broke your... In my head, I didn't say it because, like I said, I'm a respectful dude, older dude. I'm not tripping. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, the fuck? You broke your PC. I didn't touch anything. All I did was touch the mouse and keyboard, and everything else was him. I didn't try to help or nothing. I'm like, you broke your own PC. And then he's like, well, you're not paying me by the hour. I was like, paying you by the hour? And I was like, for what? For trying to fix something you broke on your PC? I didn't buy that PC yet. You're not fixing anything for me. You're getting something that should be sell ready for me. You feel me? I've been here for 6 hours. You tried swapping my SSD. You stalled out time for however long. Your PC setup, all that shit was all wrong to begin with. Because I was gullible and I didn't know too much about PCs, I didn't question it. And he's like, huh? He's like, well, it's okay. You can be that person. And then me, see, this is me. Too damn nice. I start feeling bad. Because I'm like, even though he's bullshitting, he is an older dude and we have been here a long ass time. It's not like I actually saw him trying to fix it. I don't think he knew what was wrong. So I'm like, so what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? He's like, well, I charge $100 by the hour. I was like, okay. I was like, what? So you think I'm gonna give you? I've been here for 6 hours. You think I'm gonna give you $600 and leave here with nothing after spending another $250 or another $300 at Best Buy? You think I'm just gonna give you $600 because I feel bad that you broke your PC and we wasted all this time? And he's like, no, it's okay. You can be that person. You can't afford my time. I was like, this is why pride guy. I'm like, you don't even know what I make. You feel me? I'm like, look, dude. I'm like, take out my SSD and give me my shit. So I'm calm, and then he stands up. So I'm like, all right, I'm just have to beat his ass. Like, you like he's getting hostile. You feel me? My SSD was screwed in, so it's not like I could just go snatch it out or do anything. I'm looking at him, right? I'm just like, all right, so like, what you finna do? Like I'm literally standing. I'm standing away from. All right, so the door would be behind me, and I was like on his kitchen wall, like standing like this. And there's no way, like even if he had pulled out a knife or something, and I had to get out, I wouldn't be able to get out. And also, he had a big ass like dire wolf dog on the other side of the door that I wasn't allowed to touch or anything because it was going crazy, whatever. So he stands up and then he just unplugs the PC and then he puts it on the table, and then you can see he's mad. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so are you gonna take it out? So what does he do? He starts like taking off the little screw, and then he takes off my little SSD, and then he gently puts it on. I'm like, I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to bust a move or do anything. So I'm just sitting there, and then he takes it out, and then he puts it on the little thing, and then like the little thing came in, and he gently wraps it up, and then he puts it in the bag. He gets my little Corsair thing and puts it in there, and then he gives me like this sob story about like, I don't like that sad, like he's like, I don't like that sad look you have on your face. I'm like, and I'm not even, I'm like, okay, you're hella weird. And then he starts talking about like hunting, and I'm like, what are you saying? Like, are you trying to tell me like you know how to shoot a gun, or like what are you trying to insinuate? And I'm sitting there, and then he just hands me the bag, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, so nice you saying me. I'm like, here, take a fucking 100. I was like, that's it. I was like, take 100. I'm gonna call it because I'm a nice dude. I feel bad. Take 100. He's like, no, you can't afford me. He's like, I'm a professional. I'm just like, I'm out. So I took my 100 back, put it in my pocket, and I walk out, right? And I'm thinking that's the end of it. He follows me out, and then he's like, you should learn more about your hardware. And I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you telling me I should learn more. You're an engineer. You can't even fix your fucking PC that you broke, trying to charge me and $4,500 for a PC that didn't have 228 Ti's, that wasn't cell ready. You try to take my SSD and try to like swap them as it, because I'm not gonna question, right? I see a PC, you think I'm gonna not even think about looking at it, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I got two options. Either I just sleep this dude, or I just turn my back and go. So what did I do? I turned my back and went, and I see him literally just sitting there. Oh, don't even forget, mind you this, and I don't know, maybe this is like a little season to the story, but he told me his name was Will Black, and he showed me a little ID that said Will Black. Just remembering when I had came back from Sizzlers, he was talking to his neighbor. It's like a movie, dude. He was talking to his neighbor, and then when his neighbor saw me, his neighbor like looked and kind of walked away fast and was like, "Bye, Steve." And I looked and I'm like, "Steve, huh?" It's like, why would he show me, like, why would he go out his way to show me that his name's Will Black and try to, like, you know what I'm saying? Just that was just a little sus thing. But moral of the story is, do not ever buy PCs off of Craigslist or OfferUp unless you know exactly what you're looking at, exact age. You can date back to receipts, and you know what I'm saying? This is like my true experience. This is my first time trying to buy a PC off Craigslist or anything, and like, dude, he would try to finesse me. I almost feel like it's like a mechanic who tells you something else is wrong with your car when it's really not. But with a PC, he can abuse it like so easily, right? Like, all you see is fancy lights and you're done. He could have gave me my SSD. Like, if I wouldn't have been like keen on remembering what that SSD looked like, he would have robbed me for $250 on top of another $4,000 for a PC that didn't work, or that would have broke as soon as I got home. Plus, all his stuff was packed up. And he was also trying to sell me everything in his house down there. Like, the dumbbells he tried selling me. Then his workstation he tried selling me. And then he had a desk in his room. And I'm like, you're like trying to clean house. Come to found out the dude was moving in like 2 days. So, which is the moral of the story, what he wanted to do is he wanted to sell me that PC, get a crazy buck for it, right? Make it look like it worked. Obviously, something was wrong because it broke on him mid showcase, right? Because technically, if I would have asked for that wire management, he would just gave me the PC right there. We would have parted ways. And then 2 days later, he would have been gone. I wouldn't have known. All I would have known is Will Black, right? The name he gave me. But I had heard Steve, and then I had linked everything together to find out that the dude was trying to scam me, sell me a broken PC that he has swapped out whatever parts for, which is why the 228 Ti's that lured me in, right, weren't in there. But he showcased it to show as if it can still run games where nobody's gonna really question it, because he knew what I wanted it for, and then he just up and cut and disappeared and tried to move away. So yeah, that is my story on how I almost got scammed for basically, well, technically, I would say $5,000, adding everything up. I ended up getting this PC from another dude I met OfferUp. Cool dude, my man Nate. Hey, shout out to you, my guy. He built this, and he has two of them, and they're twins, and this is my puppy. I'm gonna make a setup tour video explaining everything that's in this baby. But yeah, you see tempered glass, go crazy. Yeah, feel me. But yeah, I love y'all. Hey, if you are looking for a PC and you are in the market, please listen. I get it. If you're like me, you want it now, you want that, you budget. Buy professionally, dude. One, you get warranties. Two, you don't have to worry about what I almost went through, because it could have went bad, bro. I could have let my patience and my anger in that moment get to me, and I would have ended up arrested. You feel me? Especially because of how he was like, he had the audacity to tell me that I can't afford his time after wasting 6 hours of my time, which is important to me, dude. That's 6 hours of content I could have been making. You feel me? And I wasted my entire day for him to break the shit in front of me and then blame me and then ask for $600 for his time on something he worked on that he owned. Nothing, he didn't touch nothing of mine, because that wasn't mine until I bought it, and I didn't even buy it yet. So that is how Jesimein almost got scammed. Be cautious when you're buying PCs. Buy professionally, unless it's somebody you trust, you feel me? And then get something like this that's worth your time. So I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Yeah, that dude's a scammer. I'm out.